Kia ora, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you to everyone that has joined. Great to have you all here. So we are on Cybuchowo, and we are on our multiplayer. So if anyone wants to join, the username and password is in Discord. If you have trouble finding it, let me know and I can repost it. But it has been posted numerous times. So we're busy planting cover crops and doing some cultivating as well. And we'll be doing some liming. So there's a bit of work to do. And thank you to our new subscribers who have subbed since our stream last night. We left the stream at 2067. We've now got 2070. So thank you to those subscribers. If you've tuned in, fantastic. If not, and you just like the other videos, that's great too. That's right, we've got to move this onto manual gearbox because Giants can't get an automatic gearbox sorted properly. What is it under? There we go. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic Sunday. I had a quiet one myself. Recorded another episode of the Greenhouse Challenge on Kinlake. Having a lot of fun with that. Just trying to get a bit of a backlog going. And a big welcome to the 5 on our horizontal and 10 on our vertical stream. Thank you everyone for jumping in. Do appreciate it. Great to have you here. Oh yeah, this is quite a nice map. I do like it. Set in Poland. And there's quite a few Polish maps, but I think this is probably the best one. No, best one in my opinion anyway. So we are on smaller equipment here. Chosen the Zeta tractor, basically because Zeta was a collaboration between Poland and Czechoslovakia. There is a Polish brand tractor that you can get, but unfortunately it's not available on ModHub. So we've gone with the Zeta because that allows us to be cross-play. And we do try to keep our multiplayer streams crossplay so that those on consoles can join in as well. Which means I give up universal auto load as well. That's probably the hardest part of going console friendly. Universal auto load. Unfortunately, it's one of those things you need because the physics just aren't there yet for the pellets. Right, I think that's all the fields cultivated after we do this stretch up here. Good morning, Cher. Welcome in. Hope your Sunday is starting well. Hope you had a good shift at work yesterday. Yeah, good morning, Share. If you want to, you could put some lime down on the fields. So yeah, we're just planting cover crop, provide a bit of extra nutrients to the soil when we plough it in. Just sort of prepping the fields for planting. Probably do some planting on some of the fields next month. Hey, George Jivros. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Hope your Sunday is going well. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I had quite a good day. Filmed an episode for the greenhouse challenge and ended up with over 1.5 hours of recording, so I had to pull it back a little bit. Still going over an hour, I'm afraid, but not quite the hour and a half that it was. Managed to trim it back a little bit. Busy section of road. Let's have a look. That's all done. So we've got 80 and 81, 95 and 94. Yep, should be able to get it from the buy anywhere silo that's next to the cows. For the lime. Actually, this one's already been done, so I don't need to do this one. Nearly replanted this with oilseed radish when we've already got oilseed radish in it. Yep, that's planting. So we're not going to worry about rolling it because it's just oilseed radish. Try not to run over the neighbour's crop. Still not sure why when we've got that rotary tiller on the front, why it's not a direct sow. Does seem a bit strange. So yeah, had an extra hour of sleep last night, which was nice. Daylight savings has finished. Though I'm not too sure if YouTube knows that, because they tried to have me schedule the stream for 5 to 9 instead of 5 to 8. So, too sure what was happening there, but yeah, so I started it as per my usual time slot anyway. Just means that it was starting to get dark at about 6 o'clock tonight instead of 7. Alright, so these fields won't take long, but the big one, 94, will take a while, I think. You ain't seen me right. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Kia ora. It is a very relaxing game, mate. I enjoy coming in and for a hard day at work, just relaxing in a tractor. I guess it helps that I do sort of have farming roots. Grandfather had a dairy farm, and I worked on kiwi fruit orchards when I was younger. So yeah, bit of heritage there. Hey, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Great to have you here. Hope your Sunday is going well. There should be some lines that come up with the guided steering, but I noticed in multiplayer that those lines can disappear. So it's a matter of just seeing the subtle differences in the textures on the soil between that it's been sowed and that has just been cultivated. If you look closely, you can see a subtle change in the textures. You going good so far? Awesome to hear, mate. Glad to hear it. Fire tracks don't hurt either. Yeah, you ain't seen me right. This particular map is set in Poland. The base maps that come with the game are set in North America and Asia. Bhutan Pantai is the Asian map. They've just released a Scottish map as part of a DLC, but there's a whole heap of maps available on ModHub. There's a very strong modding community that creates tractors and implements maps and that sort of thing. So you can basically go all over the world. There's quite a few set in Brazil, France, Germany, Italy. I think one was set in Portugal. There's a few set in the UK and Ireland. There's even a New Zealand map in the works. So set down in the South Island. So looking forward to that one coming on. I think it's currently on special on Steam too, if you're interested. I enjoy it. If you enjoy something like American or European Truck Simulator, This is definitely a good game. Very, very similar. I actually tend to like this one a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy American and European Truck Simulator. Their maps are absolutely amazing. Awesome software developer. But I do tend to go with Farming Simulator because every day is a little bit different. You're always doing something different. Planting, preparing fields, harvesting, always just slightly different. Yeah, South Island Farm, definitely looking forward to that one being released. I've seen some work in progress videos, and it's looking quite stunning. So there is actually another New Zealander that does farm sim videos. His name is Argsy Gaming, and he's actually building the map. Yeah, played truck sims, but this one's a little bit better. Yeah, like I say, this one's different because you're doing something different every day. Whereas with truck sim, yeah, you're seeing some amazing scenery on the maps and all that, but you are just picking up goods from one place and dropping them off to another. So yeah, this is the maps are not as big, obviously, in this game, but you do get to visit different parts of the world. Some of the maps are actually set in real life locations. Other maps are just purely fictional. So and some of the modders do an absolutely fantastic job with the real location. Argsy's actually gone for the real location, and yeah, he's doing a really good job of it. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think they should be limited to fields close to forests. On the Kinlaig map, there's actually piggies in the grass field right next to the castle by the water, which, yeah, is right in a built-up residential area. So why there'd be wild boar around there, I'm not too sure. I'm sure Asterix and Obelix would be happy to live there, but I don't know, if I was living there and seeing all these wild boar, I wouldn't be too happy. Wild boar in New Zealand are killers, literally. They'll rip you open with their tusks like anything. So yeah, I'm not too sure I'd like to see a wild boar in my field, especially so close to where, you know, people live. So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, you won't see wild boar on this map because I haven't got the DLC activated. But Giants just released a new DLC, and part of the mechanics is it adds wild boar in, which can damage crops. And like I say, they do appear quite close to residential areas, so not too sure about that one. But yeah, I do like the idea of having to re-sow the grass fields, because I think silage and grass and silage were a bit overpowered. So you just plant grass and you'd never have to touch it again. So I do like that idea of having to re-sow grass fields, and with the special equipment, not having to plow it up and redo the whole thing is absolutely brilliant, I think. It looks like there's a patch that I have missed, but I don't know where. Yeah, definitely do. I do like that too. Like I say, I'm not too sure. I think I'd prefer it if the boars only appeared near forest areas. Having them pop right up next to the castle on Kinlake, and if you're familiar with the map, you know where I'm talking about. There's no forest nearby at all, so I don't see why there would be wild boar popping in. I actually like the slurry as well. That is really good. Now, what do we got here? Yep, that's all sowed. So we've got 95. It's only oilseed radish, so don't stress too much about me driving over it. Gee, you should use your guided steering. Makes life so much easier. Yeah, you ain't seen me right. Scenery in the South Island is unreal, and I believe Argsy's actually going to have the Alps in the distance. So yes, I have tried it out on a couple of maps, but no, it doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Too sure why. But yeah, it does. It's a really good idea, definitely. And I like the seagulls. There's a new mod that's come out that when you're cultivating or ploughing, seagulls will swoop in and grab the grubs out of and worms out of the soil, which I really like. Great Kinlake, where you are close to, ocean and that sort of thing, but I think for some of the inland maps, having seagulls would be, yeah, I think crows would be better. I guess it'd just be a matter of reskinning them. So I am wondering if, yeah, I would have thought the seagulls would have been locked behind the DLC paywall, but maybe they're available for people to use. I'm not too sure. Misguided steering is one of the best things to happen to this game. PCs always had GPS mods available for them, but console players never did, and they've added the GPS for console players now, which is really good for console players. Really good for cross-play maps. I would probably really hate to play cross-play without GPS. Seagulls are a mod for all, I think. Yeah, I think the seagulls. Yeah, I'll have to double check if it's available as crossplay. I'm just wondering where they got the models for the seagulls from, because I'm wondering if they got them from Kinleg or not. So I watched a Mr. CLP video about Project Motor Racing and the 2.0 patch. Looks like they are slowly improving the game. He said the grip was a lot better. I'm just waiting to see what happens. I checked their equivalent of Mod Hub, and there doesn't seem to be much in the way of vintage racing cars coming online. I guess, you know, some people might be building them still. But yeah, I'd like to see some vintage Australian Falcons and Holdens come onto the Mod Hub for that game. I'd also like the game to support the True Force on the Logitech. It currently doesn't do that. Where are we with the lime? Yeah, so it looks we've got 79 and 81 still need lime. Still not buying it on principle on what they did to Kermit. Yeah. Yeah, and they promised it that it would not affect farm sim, but it definitely did. And I think they found out how forgiving the farm sim community is compared to the racing community. Farm sim community takes all the shit that giants can dish out to you, and we just go, thank you. Racing community goes, tell them to take a long walk off a short pier. And giants seemed surprised by that. Hey, Carl Nestvogel, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. And thank you to our new subscriber. Welcome to the Kiwi clan. Hope your Sunday is going well. So we've basically got time set on slow just so that we can get all the harvesting done and a bit of the field prep done. Yeah, then when we go into the next month, we'll do some grass work. Got one of the fields I've set aside for silage, and the other one is for hay. And that way we can probably start making TMR for the water buffalo. So yes, we have water buffalo in Poland now. Maybe the first farm to have water buffalo in Poland, but we have water buffalo in Poland. Now, I don't know what fuel prices are like where you guys live, but where I am, diesel has gone up astronomically high. It's just insane. Diesel used to be about 50 to 60 cents cheaper than 95 petrol. 95 octane, which is a high, well, actually you can get 98 at some stations, but 95 is generally considered the high octane fuel. And yeah, right now diesel is actually more expensive than 95 octane petrol. And what's even more frustrating is if you own a diesel vehicle in New Zealand, you have what they call a road user charge, which is a certain amount per kilometre based on your weight of the vehicle. So trucks pay a lot more than utes and that sort of thing because of the damage that trucks can do to the roads. So yeah, and so you're paying more for your fuel and you're paying that tax on top of it. So I'm glad I don't own a diesel car. Mind you, I've always been of the opinion that diesels are for trucks and tractors, not cars. Backvac 2773, hello, welcome in. Thank you for choosing us. Do appreciate it. First time here for you? Well, welcome in. We have a fairly chilled stream and just mainly doing farm sim videos, but do a few other real life events, sort of farming, sometimes farming related, sometimes automobile related, sometimes just something because it's interesting, like hot air balloons or a medieval fair. And just a reminder to everyone, if you haven't hit that like button yet, if you could, that'd be fantastic. It really does help with the channel. If YouTube sees people liking it by hitting that like button, it will push it out to more feeds. That way, if you're enjoying it, you get a chance to share it with other people. And if you're not enjoying it, tell me in the chat why, how we could make it better. Always open to constructive criticism and suggestions. Yeah, I am from New Zealand. We live in central North Island, deep in the heart of dairy country. And welcome in from Greece, the cradle of civilization. So the time for me here is currently about 9 p.m. So, yeah, my Sunday is nearly over. I know for a lot of people in the stream, Sunday is just beginning. Yeah, 9 p.m. But yeah, there it's the 12 middle of the day. Ah, nice. Hey, Sean Plies. Yeah, this is a Zetor. Basically, this is on a Polish map. So Zeta was about the closest I could get to a Polish tractor. They was a collaboration between Poland and Czechoslovakia. I think they're now mainly Czechoslovakian, but there is that Polish heritage there. There are Polish tractors available, but only through third-party websites, and I'm wanting to keep this stream multiplayer friendly so people on consoles can play on it. So Zetas are the only tractors that are available for consoles at the moment. Yeah, the whole time zone thing really does get a bit weird. Like in the United States, it is very, very, very early in the morning. Sometimes I'll have people join in from the States, and it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, Europe is a little bit more sociable in the time zones. Yeah, MacBack, this is multiplayer. The game does support multiplayer, supports multiplayer between Xbox, PlayStation, and PC and Mac. The only real differences between console and PCs is PCs are allowed script mods, which generally are mods that provide a bit more realism to the game, or totally do away with realism, as in the universal autoload mod. But the consoles don't allow script mods to be loaded on, so console players don't have those script mods, so they can only get mods from the non-script mods from the official mod hub, and the mod hub will list if they are cross-play, multiplayer, friendly or not. Yep, no worries, share. So in FS22, which was the version before this one, we didn't have guided steering available for console players, but we do now, which is brilliant. Hey, Royalty King. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. This is me. I am actually driving the tractor, but I am using guided steering, so locking the steering onto a track, so that's how I can keep it so straight. If I was doing it manually, I wouldn't be this straight. I'd be all over the place. So yeah, this is me turning it now. Then I press the button to lock onto the track, and the tractor picks it up and stays on that track. Lauren, David, Hyman, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. And just a reminder for our new people, if you haven't hit the like, if you could, that'd be great. And if you are enjoying it and want to be alerted when I do put some other streams out, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and helps the channel and gives you guys a feel-good feeling. So yeah, I'm using the Logitech G923 Xbox edition, but it's on a PC. And I have a shifter with it, so makes it brilliant for truck sim as well, and car racing. Forza Horizon. Tycoon Farmer, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Hope your Sunday is going well. Yeah, so there's been a new game released. It is currently in early access on Steam, called Farmer's Dynasty. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers streaming it. It does look like a fun type of game. I enjoyed Medieval Dynasty, but yeah, I don't know. I think I like the sandbox feel of Farming Sim, where I get to create my own story. Whereas Farming Dynasty seems to be very linear. You have to do set tasks at set times, and you're following a storyline. And I guess that's good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just not my style of play. Hey, yeah, Anthony Piricella, yeah. I got the oil drill and solar panels. It was a huge help having 10 grand coming in. It is, mate. It is, mate. It is a huge help having that amount of money coming in. And yeah, Mark, you play with a lot of scripts. Don't think I can play without them. Got accustomed to them. Yep, definitely. Just catching up on the chat. Sorry, people. And you got the same one. Now I've invested in dual joysticks. This game has become incredibly realistic. I tell you what, you see some of the forestry boys that actually do it for a living, and yeah, they're doing the forestry in the game, and it's just incredible watching them. They can put those logs exactly where they want them. Me, the log goes everywhere but where I want them. They're incredible. Lauren, David Hyman, yeah, 6-7. It's an old one now. Hey, you're back. You managed to start the tractor on your own today. You have, yeah. Usually I have to run over and start it for you. Like I said, I don't know why, because yeah, whether it's a map glitch or Giants glitch, I'm not too sure. Yeah, so I actually have the Thrustmaster farm stick. Brilliant addition to the game. Before that, I was using a Thrustmaster Hotas, but I find the farm stick to just be a little bit better for the game. $676, 767, 6,767. Yeah, Anthony, if I purchase fuel production, do I have to have that on a separate property where I get my free income? I don't know. You would have to put it onto some land that you own, definitely build it on some land that you own, but I think you can probably put it on any land that you own. You just got to provide the goods for it. I'll be honest, I haven't actually got into fuel production. Yeah, MacBack, it's something that the kids were doing at school. 6, 7 was just basically, it became a funny number. Didn't really have much meaning. It was just a funny number. And yeah, people think it's funny to say 6, 7 or write it down. I don't mind. The reason I ask, I slept and I didn't get the income from the oil rig. Alright, so you might actually have to pull the oil from the oil rig and put it into the refinery. I'm not too sure. I haven't actually played with that mod, to be honest. Yeah, after you put the oil production on your land. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not too sure about that mod. I have not had any experience with it at all. It was on a map I played in FS22 called Elm Creek, but I don't think I did. I don't think I used it. Yeah, taste the good. There's two separate. So what's that, Anthony? There are two separate ones. One that give me free income. I think we clash with each other. Yeah, you can get that problem with mods. You can get conflicts happening all the time. And MacVac, do I work with tractors in real life? No, I don't. I used to drive trucks when I was younger, and I had worked on kiwi fruit orchards when I was younger as well, doing a bit of tractor driving on the orchards. Yeah, that was fun. When you're mulching the after you've pruned the vines and you're mulching them into the ground, and you're sort of driving the tractor underneath the vines, so you're being very careful not to get yourself caught on a vine, getting pulled off the back of the tractor and falling into the PTO shaft, because that would have not been pretty. So I have had experience on tractors. I have had experience with driving trucks, but I have moved into the IT industry now. But I do have farming in my heritage. Grandfather owned a farm. Like I say, I have worked on orchards, so there is a bit of heritage there. So this machine at the moment is a Zeta, and we've got the Pottinger seeder. So the reason why I went for Zeta is we're on the Polish map. Robert Brake, hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Just catching up with a bit of planting of oilseed radish, planting in a cover crop so that we can cultivate it in for a little bit of extra fertilizer. I'm just starting to let go farming in real life. It's just too costly here in Greece. Yeah. I'm starting to go the truck route, hauling heavy equipment and machinery now. Yeah. Yeah, it is difficult to get into farming. It doesn't matter where in the world you live. Unless you're inheriting a farm, it's very expensive to get into it. Yes, so Anthony, it's called guided steering. It is available on both PC and console versions. I think you were on PlayStation, if I recall, so I'm not too sure what the button is, but one of the buttons on the controller, if you press and hold it, it will bring up the guided steering menu, which will allow you to either set a course for a worker or set a GPS course for yourself. So couldn't actually tell you what button it is on the PlayStation, but for myself it is the B button on the Xbox controller. So it's one of those buttons in that group of 4, and if you press and hold it, it brings up a menu similar to this. You've got your AI worker. You can set, so it's automatically chosen 3 because that's the best for this particular seeder when you're turning, but you could set it up to 4, 5 headlands, but we'll leave it at 3. You can set the distance between the so it's a 5 meter seeder, so it's set to 5 meters. Work direction is automatic. So if I wanted to, I could change the work so it's on an angle, so whichever one works best. And yeah, you can do that. You can start with up and down or go to headlands. And that's for the AI worker. And if you exit out of this and press that same button, so you press and hold to bring this menu up. You press it, you would start an AI worker doing the job for you. Or if you go to steering assist, which is what I'm using at the moment, all the same sort of things, but when I press and hold the button, just press the button, not press and hold, press it, it'll lock onto the course for me, and then I can just focus on accelerating and keeping a straight course. I'm not sure if it's triangle on the PlayStation. Someone in chat might be able to help if they're on a PlayStation. You see the line turned from orange. Orange means it's available to be activated. Green means it is now locked onto that line. And welcome to our newest subscriber. Welcome to the Kiwi clan. I hope your Sunday is going well. Yeah, I do mainly in cab view, although sometimes I do go outside the cab. But I find it helps with the immersion. You feel like you're actually farming, whereas when you're outside of the cab, sort of like this, it just doesn't feel quite right for me. But there are times when I'm reversing or something like that, I'll go outside the cab because the mirrors just don't work that well. There are limitations to the simulation. Not too sure, Share. Let's have a look. Yeah, 94 needs liming. That's the one I was planting before. So you even try to use in-cab view when I'm loading bales and that sort of thing. Although it is way easier to be outside of the cab when you're doing that sort of thing. But it is fun to challenge yourself and do in cab. Yeah, Mac, you're right. The new Mercedes has cameras, and the cameras do a fantastic job. Definitely make life a lot easier. Just disappointing that Giants didn't include it with some of their later DLCs on some of the equipment. But yeah, you can see the mirrors here, they're just totally off. They're not giving me much in the way of visual clues as to, where I am if I'm trying to reverse the machine or anything like that. Yeah, I think that's everything given a cover crop. So yeah, everyone, this is a storage shed created by Argsy Gaming. Looks very much like a typical New Zealand pole shed. He's done a great job of it. And this is our water buffalo. Probably the first in Poland. So they've got a bit of straw down there, and yeah, we've got our TMR there. And they'll be producing slurry, and we've got manure going into the heap here. And we have chickens. And eggs. And we've put in a buy anything silo here just to make life a little bit easier for getting seeds and fertilizer. So yeah, got quite a few fields. There's a few extra fruits on this map. Excuse me. We've got alfalfa, beans, buckwheat, clover, flax, lavender, lentils, millet, mustard, poppy, rye, spelt. So this is all triticale. So this is all fruit that is available that's not part of the original Giants game. Yeah, Giants delivered an incomplete game. Yeah, Giants are good at doing that. Like I say, they tried delivering an incomplete racing car game and found out that the racing community are not as patient as the farm sim community. The farm sim community cuts them a lot of slack, but the racing community went and told them to take a long walk off a short pier. And I think they needed that reality check. And they always seem to be more interested in just moving on to the next money generating DLC than actually fixing what needs to be fixed. I still think the sunflower farm on Riverbend Springs should not have been allowed to just die off like it did. And, next year you've just got a dead farm. And, I'm sure that they could fix it if they wanted to, but, they haven't fixed it. And Kinlake, the steam train, after the first cycle of going round, the steam train doesn't do the chuffing sound or have smoke coming out of the smokestack. And that's what a steam train should have. And, there's been a couple of patches come out since Kinlake, and they haven't been bothered to fix it. They fix something and then it breaks again. It can be very frustrating. So I am actually keeping an eye on a developer at the moment, Ultimate Farming. I'm on their Discord. They have a work in progress at the moment, still very, very early in the development stages. They are saying that they are beginning to talk to manufacturers about getting licenses. Yeah, MacVac, you're not wrong. People wanted VR, and they wanted VR in this actual game. They did not want a separate VR game. They wanted VR in this. Giants just totally misread it. Totally misread it. Hey, Lauren, David, welcome back again. Hey, Joel, welcome back. Thank you for joining. Yes, I remember you in yesterday's stream. Thank you for coming back. Appreciate it. Hope your Sunday is going well. So yeah, we're just sort of having a gripe about Giants and not fixing things. Like I say, Ultimate Farming, keeping an eye on that. It's still very, very early development. But they are hoping to have a new level of immersion for realism. So when I'm talking about immersion, they're actually talking about like having all of these buttons here doing something. So if you need to turn on 4-wheel drive, you'd hit that button and it would turn on the 4-wheel drive. If you want to turn on a wiper, you'd hit that button and it would turn on a wiper. Very similar to Flight Simulator, where a lot of the buttons are animated and do something, and you can click on them and they'll do something. And that's what they're hoping to do in the tractor. So I think that would be a whole new level of immersion. Someone's actually working on a mod at the moment, which, instead of jumping in and out of a tractor like this, their mod actually has you climb out the door. So you sort of simulate going down the steps, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Currently not available for multiplayer, and of course would probably never be available for console. But to me, that's something that Giants should be incorporating into the game, to make it more immersive. You know, it's not necessary for growing crop. You know, whether you pop into a tractor or climb into a tractor, that doesn't make a difference for crop growth and how fields are cultivated. But it just helps with the immersion. If you feel like you're climbing into a tractor, you feel like you're there. Yeah, Lauren David, your PlayStation 5. So if you want to see a YouTuber that does PlayStation 5 videos, Mr. Sealy P. If you haven't already seen his channel, he, like most YouTubers, will be using a PC, and a lot of them would be using script mods. He's totally dedicated to the console community. He only films on console. So whatever you see him doing is what you can do. Whatever mods he is using are mods that you can download. There's no script mods. No, Joel. We are on a Polish map at the moment. Cybuchowo. I've probably totally mispronounced that one, but yeah, that's the map we're on at the moment. So currently I'm doing about 5 different map gameplays. So Wednesday night I'm usually on Saxlingham, which is a UK-based map. Thursday nights I will stream on Gesteel, and Friday night I stream Kinlag doing the castle restore. So we're nearly finished the castle restore. I think we're up to stage 56, maybe 57 of 65. So probably another 2 or 3 months and then we're finished with that one. And then on Saturday and Sunday I do multiplayer streams, so people can join in. At the moment, Saturday is Goldcrest Valley, just because I wanted the nostalgia of my first map that I ever played on in Farm Sim. And the other one is this one, which is the Polish map. Basically because I hadn't played on a Polish map for a long time and I just wanted to have a go on a Polish map again. I do tend to go towards UK maps. I am looking forward to Oxygen David. He's a brilliant map maker. He's got one coming out very soon. We're waiting desperately for it to come out. Yeah, looking forward to that one. I know a lot of people will be streaming it when it does come out, but I will be streaming it as well. And I have to remember I haven't got the manual attach mod, which is PC only, unfortunately. Manual attach is where you actually have to hop out of the back of the tractor, or to the back of the tractor, and then you press some keys to connect the trailer onto the tractor, connect the PTO up, and connect the hoses all separately. Adds to the immersion, but that is a PC only mod, not available for console. Lauren David, Australia, welcome in. Thank you for joining. There's actually a really good 16x map, PC only, of course, set in Australia. So I saw the Farm Sim guy playing it, and it looks absolutely brilliant. Only available from King Mods, I believe. Definitely not on Mod Hub, but does seem to behave itself quite nicely. Yeah, you're waiting for Oxygen David's map as well. Yeah, definitely. So we might have to get a mixer wagon. At the moment, I just brought the TMR and dumped it into the trailer. But yeah, I probably should get a mixer wagon so that when we do the grass and all that, we've got the straw in there. When we get the grass, making it into hay and silage, we can mix up TMR mix. So I think next month we'll be doing grass. I think we will finally get through next month. And we will be doing grass and where's the calendar? Here we go. Possibly be planting some barley, maybe some green rye, putting some mustard in as well, possibly some oat. It's all a bit different here. Rye, spelt, and triticale and wheat. Maybe we'll do some vetch rye as well. So yeah, could be a busy month next month. It looks like we could do some flax also. So yeah, definitely. Ah, you're Australian too, Joel. No worries. Welcome in. So we're actually going to have a busy month next month planting all those different crops. Because I want to grow the different crops just to see how they look, and yeah, so it's all a bit different. And when's the best time for these crops? Should double check that too. I usually play with a mod that sort of makes the crops all the same. So we've got canola, wheat, oat, spelt barley, and triticale in the silo. No, MacVac. The server is based on my PC, so when my PC shuts down, the server shuts down, and I only have the server running when I'm playing and doing the stream. So I haven't actually got a dedicated server. It's all running off of my PC all the way down in New Zealand. So some people might have a bit of lag, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. So barley is January, canola is December, flax is January. We've got some lentils, which we've just missed. It just plummeted completely. Darn. I have to wait till about February by the looks of it. Oat is January. Spelt is January. Triticale and wheat are January. So it looks like December, January, February is when I'll be selling everything. Try and maximize the price. Yeah, December for canola. So I have to keep an eye on that. Nice one. So that's our fields are done. Right. Oh, great job there, Cher. Thank you. What was it? It's nearly 10 o'clock, so I think this is probably a good time to wrap it up, and then we'll go into next month and we will do some planting and make some hay and some silage with the grass. So that'll be really good. Anthony, yeah, tree harvesting is pretty cool, but that does take a while to get used to it, definitely. But yeah, anyways, we'll give Cher her chance to take the photo. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Do appreciate it. Bit of an early night tonight, but yeah, I think it's a good time to end the stream. So if you've liked it, hit that like button. Still not too late to do that. Not too late to subscribe too if you haven't done that. Everyone's welcome to the Kiwi clan. And if you think someone might enjoy this video, feel free to share it with them. But until next time, have a good day, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world, and whatever time you're watching this. And until next time, bye.